Hello everybody, Tony Dean. Welcome aboard. Stay where you're at. I want to promise you something. I'm going to promise you that over the next 8 to 10 minutes, you're going to see more pheasants than you've probably seen any time in your life. We're going to be hunting South Dakota, area in south-central South Dakota near Armour. We're going to be hunting on Jim Monfort's South Dakota Pheasant Acres. Now, what I can tell you about pheasant hunting in South Dakota is the population peaked 3 times. Once during the war years, once during the soil bank years, the 50s into the 60s, and there's been a real resurgence in bird numbers in the Dakotas and across the Midwest for that matter during recent years, the CRP years. In fact, the past 2 years, probably more pheasants in South Dakota where I live than I've ever seen in my lifetime, and I grew up in the Dakotas. Going to promise you something. Habitat means pheasants, and I've never seen a farm that has more quality habitat, nesting habitat, winter cover, a lot of wetland areas, everything you need to create lots of pheasants than you're going to see just ahead. Stay where you're at.
There's a place in South Dakota where the good old days of pheasant hunting are happening now, where the cover takes you back to the soil bank days.
There's a rooster.
Good shot. I got him.
Got him? Okay.
Good shot, Tony. Oh, hung him in the tree.
Yes, here in South Dakota, on this farm, South Dakota Pheasant Acres, you can step back in time to pheasant hunting the way it once was.
Brent, I'm taking you here to South Dakota to enjoy pheasant hunting and experience pheasant hunting like it really should be. If you look out here, that's typical South Dakota habitat and countryside the way it's been for thousands of years. You look out there, you see all kinds of different grasses, even some brush, some small trees near the water edge, wetlands. This is the kind of habitat that upland birds and introduced pheasants, in this particular case, really need to survive. And you're going to see many, many pheasants in this particular place in South Dakota. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you excited?
Yes.
All right, well, let's get going. One other thing you ought to understand, Brent, is the reason this cover, this habitat is here is because Mr. Monfort charges hunters to come in and hunt here, and then he can afford to leave this land in this state.
Well, back in the days when we were farming, we did a lot of winter wheat, which leaves almost zero cover. And it's absolutely the opposite now. It's all cover. The only crop we raise now are small fields, the largest being 10 acres, most of them averaging 5 acres, and we almost exclusively plant grain, sorghum, or milo. Well, I think it's the grass cover and the shelter belts and, of course, the food plots. They have to eat. And then we have the natural potholes with the water and the rushes and the cattails. That's all important. Farming is a marginal thing nowadays and takes a lot of expense, and I'm not making that much doing this, but I sure have a satisfaction seeing people coming out and having some good old-fashioned hunting. I've had people here that quit hunting, and we've talked them into rejuvenating their hunting instincts, and it's refreshing to see that happen. I've had people here that have never hunted that are hooked. They come back years after year, you know, and we need that. We're not.
Look at that one, Brad.
Man, that one's perfect.
I know, that's bigger than your last one.
A lot bigger.
All right. Now we're going to go up over here and we'll see if we can get another one.
Okay.
Rooster! Rooster! Just a little far. Hey, buddy, come! Look at that up there, Toby.
Look at all those birds.
The season's a lengthy one, beginning in mid-September, running through the end of March. Your daily limit is 4 birds, and to assure South Dakota Pheasant Acres is a place to hunt pheasants. Perhaps the best in the world. A special place where you turn the calendar back to the good old days of pheasant hunting. And a great place to introduce a youngster to the joys of hunting.
That's what I call a successful South Dakota pheasant hunt.